Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to do the Clearview talk for the week. Today is, February 17th, and it's for the week ending this Saturday. It's February 22nd. And let me tell you, there's something that you can't even get the words out right. But it's known you can't read and you can't do anything and you can't see anything and you can't be anything and you can't do why and you can't see why, but you can go why, B-Y-E. And you go, why? Because I already found you. I already found you and I already knew. This was the basis of known. And I could get you in so hard, so fast, because I couldn't even loan you out anymore. And I said, excuse me? What are you talking about loaning me out? I've already been bought and I've already been owned by the Master Chief himself. And I say, how did the Navy get in here? And I said, how did you do to be a boo? And that is the basis of politics today, is how do you get it known to be it known, to have an ownership, to be a bee. So when I look at it and I say, out of respect, AOC, when you say that Mr. Holman can't read, I have to say that's slander and defamation. Or is it a game? I don't know. So basically, all you need to know is that nothing is spoken out. But it's still hot. It's still on the table. It's still good. We can still run with it. But we're a little bit upset and salty on the way everything of an election, press, talk show, everything kind of played out because we're trying to cement the deal. And I say, spell it. Spell it. Doge cannot come in here whatsoever. And I went, it's audits. It's basically audits. We need to know where this spending went. So everyone already knew there was something coming in. There's this huge unveiling, and you couldn't even believe it, where you couldn't even see it. But where is it? It really was what it was. It was, I'm mad at FEMA. Clunk. It's really not his right to do that. I understand that. But the best one was seeing his head on a stake today. And I said, they actually do have the right to protest. They do have the right to go out for somebody who cannot speak for themselves. But once it gets to people's heads on a stake, you actually have to say there's something else going on. So, with that being said, that's where law enforcement and other politics actually come in, and other things kind of have to readjust. But with that being said, everyone comes to the old time of everything of just get it done, just get it done. And it's like, no, like we actually have to sit and watch. Do you understand that? Policy and procedure. Well, how come there was no timeliness when you actually went out there? I mean, he was almost shot. What took so long? Well, basically, we have a process of going out. It is a long process. Military, too. Politics, too, before they enter anything. It is a process. Policy, procedure, and protocol and law, where you have to follow everything down to the general statutes. So when it comes to at least my town, small town, when it comes down to general statutes, I had to question one day in the mail that I had gotten general statutes about homeschooling. And I said, why is the school handing out general statutes? I thought only law enforcement can do that. How are they law enforcement to a degree? So when I looked at it and I said, I mean, it's legit. They have to. It's mandated on a purse of a cost to be a bay. So when I look at it and I say, well, they can at least document that I was informed. But did I verbalize understanding and knowledge of it? I don't know. but it's a risk. You're a risk. So as mandated reported, and then it goes right down the line. So let's actually see where I can see as a psychic where it actually went off. So as a psychic, I can see mandated reporting came in on the basis of known that someone could get it done fast and sure on a timeliness, a baseless budget to be a can and gun done and be a pun of the day of the lay and be the one of the hot rocket to be the lay of the bay. So when you say it, you're like, this makes no sense whatsoever. Like, what are you talking about? It literally means that it doesn't matter. It is. But when you actually go to court, they look at it and they say, do you actually have a badge for law enforcement? You do have a master's degree in this, but why are you handing out general statutes? So that's where it is. So as a good citizen, I'm allowed to question because all of a sudden law, addendum, referendum, and legislature boiled down to my rights. So when it went down to my rights, that meant my voice was taken away. That means cut it out. Why? Because they already know that I would have a knock on the door to say, you are actually practicing legal without a bar association. So that is why people cut you off and say, no, 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 don't say it. And it gets heated and it gets to aggravated assault. So when it actually goes down to it and it says, no, I'm going to press charges, but nothing happens. What is it? Cry. You're free. Go. Get out of here. Why? In that place was the contempt order. It was so heinous, nasty. You couldn't even believe it. Whereas leave it alone, stay in your lane, be there when you need to be there, reunite if you wish, but be away because something was going on there. Don't go near or even in that place right now because you'll get caught up with whatever and you'll be questioned. So that is where it's really hard. So I really do empathize, though it is a sin, just so you know. Am I committing a crime? I don't know. I don't know yet, but we'll get there. Because when you look at it and you have to say 9,700 people lost their jobs and they don't have a say on it. You're right. There's other things. But how do you protect the integrity of an investigation? It basically is let the people start talking for themselves and get them outside and let them say whatever they're thinking. Because whatever we lost, we all lost it all. Even big politics. So it doesn't matter if his head is on a stake. You just gently say, come here, come here, come here. Just sit down or just come over here and we're going to say, we're going to have a conversation because this is the best review I've ever had. And I couldn't even believe it on how well a stick can come in and say, guess what? You tested positive for everything. Surprise! And you wait a minute. How is that possible? I had a surgery. That's right. You couldn't even believe it. Where is this? It's end times. You're right. It's apocalyptic. How was that fire in California apocalyptic? The ash. The type of ash. There's codes. There's things. So when people are scared, they are scared. So what is my best advice as an LPN? It basically is universal precautions. You heard it, you felt it, you saw it, it's true. And then all of a sudden you say, yep. And when I say hunker down, lock it down, and literally go about and be cordial and be the best that you can. And every day until you get a knock on the door or a phone call or an email, any type of communication says, I got this for you. And just go. And if you say, I'm going to be there at that protest and I'm going to say it right there and say, no, 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 absolutely not. But as it is, we're going to give the update. Here in the town, it really is a go about. It is a little bit ornery about school still here in Connecticut. And you can understand why. Like, there was a lot of violations of rights where you just couldn't understand it. And we couldn't. And where was the basis? The basis, you just couldn't even see it, but it really was in between the lines. Read in between the lines. And that's all you need to do to leave it alone. So when you go and you say, you couldn't even sell yourself hard enough, even as a parent, by saying the war was started over chicken nuggets. I can believe that. Why? They called him again and he was not on the list. I understand it. Didn't you update? No. No. Well, if she is this, why is my 9-year-old suicidal? Why? Why is he isolated? My autistic son, crying, and you're looking like this at him. And I say, hold up. Come on, kids, let's go. Let's just get out of here. So that was that. So when I say that when I went into the local convenience store, because I just needed to get a couple things, and then we were complaining about the garbage smell in the town hall, and then I smell it in the Dollar General somewhere. You have to say, what is floating around in there? What is this? You can't even believe it. How haywire everyone will in a small town. Wait till you get to urban. Well, the strand of hair and the string came together on the basis of known, and we got it all out in an hour. We did. So I'm so sorry, Mrs. So-and-so, that you didn't get your letter yet, but I'm a little backed up. I can feel you. More ways than one. Because I need to eat. Yep. A lot of people are having it right now. DSS, DCF, EPS, all of them. But I have to say, it's pretty heinous. We had 70 dogs. 770 dogs deceased in one house. We had one woman sitting in the road holding a skull while someone else was deceased. And then we had a couple other things happen at a nightclub. Just use your imagination. But it's slew. That's right. That means all in all crime. Multiple areas in the United States. That means you don't know what it is until it's in your face on what they went popped off in there. And you say, it really is the gift that keeps on giving. So what do? You literally got to think best is best. What do I need? NEED. What would be my war? KNEAD. What do I need? Yep. Like a week only. Your staple foods. Limit your spending. Cut your spending. Those are the things that you have to do. Now, when I look at Doge and people are ornery because they want to know where that spending went. As I see this, they're up to 30 million. I see 13.9 trillion. I see 4.1 trillion times 3 over 30 years. Like, where did that come from? Where did that figure come from? It is so odd. I like 1922 to 1932. Go check another country. It all connects. Why? Heritage, estate, culture. You can't even make it up whatsoever. So today, I actually feel okay. I'm actually doing okay. But like I said, my New England accent is coming back a little bit, but most of the time I just speak Cockney. Nobody knows anymore. Why? Because of the way it is out here. I speak Cockney, but I can do a really good New England accent. That's all you need to know. So let's look at the crystal quartz. You gotta go it alone for like 4 to 10 days alone, ALONE, because you have to be a bay for something coming in. You can't even be in it or aware of it or near it whatsoever. And like I said, it was going to be 219 through 327. It was fated. You're not to know what it is until you sit and watch the news. You can't even believe what you find. And I do this. I say, yep. You don't know what it is until there was a knock on the door. Mine was the electric service. I couldn't believe it. Here it is. Here it is. As far as community matters go, even more, it comes out really strong. It really does. Like I said, this event, whatever is coming through 219 through 327 that we keep talking about, it had to do with this like inhibition of anything that could have gone on. You couldn't even see it on the horizon. Now, as I'm looking at it, it's meant to be a mystery. But you look almost like, am I delusional? Where did it come from? You're sitting there and you're going, I'm just going to go get a cup of tea. Because when I see it, I said, there's no struggle. But let me tell you, I'm seeing it come all the way through. It's quite the emotional offer. But really, everyone's at a pause that comes in. How do we prepare? It is literally be careful. Watch normal. Don't worry about what I'm saying right now. Each day it will go into it. You'll wake up and it's how did that happen? How did that get there? I don't even know. And we go, really? Yeah. It came through on a type of celebration. It's skilled, it works well. You can't even believe it. I don't know why I hear house. I don't know why I hear like yielders. People gotta be like away from it when it comes in. You go and you say, where did this actually come through? You can't even take a walk backwards. And when you see it, you go, the Knight of Wands in reverse goes, no, literally. Literally, it's like right in my backyard. I kid you not. Where did it come from? And when I say the Knight of Wands in reverse is like you're putting out a fire. Ugh. When I see it and I go, you can't even see it coming whatsoever. It's so deceitful and it walks away. And you go, what is this? There's no completion. Like people are, what is this? It scares the bejeebas out of everyone, but they can't even say their fear. So this is a Two of Swords, and it's like an eyes wide shut. It's like a crossroads, railroads. a railroad sign, a yellow sign, a yellow light. And when I look at it, and I'm like, it's a house. It's a lot. Like I see people like it's like an escort in. And when I see this, I see the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Like you take back like contract offers a little bit. You're like, no, just keep it on the table. It's not solid. It's not solid enough. It's gonna cause unrest. Continue letting them protest because they're rights, even before and after. Just let them because their rights are taken away. They're out there still saying like, do it, do it, do it, do it. So when I hear it and I go, you can't even this offer, like you're like, no, I don't want this offer, but I needed to get into this logic. All of a sudden you sit there's logic. How the hell did that happen? The communication comes in so fast, all forms of communication, even on the low, that you can't even get it out anymore whatsoever. So when I look at this and I say, no, 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 it is heavily guarded though. Let me see if we can cut away at it. It's a lament box form. It's like a wooden box. You can't even believe it. You say, what is this going on? It has something to do with, I hear selling of oneself to be it own. To be it own. So when I see it and I say, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse means there's no like thought through on it. It is a put out, the Ace of Wands. There's no beginning, but there's balance. She goes, I gotta get out of this. All of a sudden, like, I gotta get out of this. Like, this is disgusting. Who the hell did that? So that was at 2 dings. All done. So when you look at it and you say the Wheel of Fortune is going to come in and it's a luck. So as I'm seeing it, I'm seeing animals. And I'm seeing the animals really like disrupted in the last like maybe like 1 to 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I'm seeing a little bit more of a GI upset in the kids. I'm seeing like more, but then I'm seeing the chickens again. I'm seeing the egg. I'm like, that's World War II. That's literally World War II. When I see this, there is nothing on the horizon. But let's go to the Oracle. Let's go to the Oracle. It's definitely going to cause a pause. It's definitely, I'm seeing almost through July. Almost, that came in quick. Here we go. Starseed Oracle, what do we need to know? As far as law goes, it's energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. When I hear it says you'll survive this, it's new solutions and beginnings. When you look at it, it's multifaceted, unique. Let yourself be seen. It's like, really? Yeah. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy. Let's try it a little bit more. They're like really good at like blocking whatever it is. Let's see if we can get a little bit. It's heavily occulted. Heavily occulted. Bring in the unconscious tonight. It's a reality check. It basically is a reality check. When I'm seeing this, I'm seeing the cavern. And I see Central America. And when I see Central America, I see them go in. When I go in, it's like a spelunking. And when I see the spelunking, you have to say, I feel this as like a source. I feel this as a source. I see the water. I see them use the water, but it's really hard to surrender to the water. So when I see fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extreme of life, you can't even believe when you go and you're talking with these immigrants and these aliens and other people in the community, they're like completely different. Completely different. It like literally, yeah, you can't even do. You just can't even do. All right, here we go. Literary Witches Oracle. There we go. Couldn't even do. It is about the future. It's futuristic. It is heavily guarded. It is meant to be a mystery. It's the moon. It has a story behind it. When I see cat, I go, I'm a little triggered because we just had a colony of stray cats and we just had a cat untimely death. I said, I don't like this whatsoever. To the point where I'm like, I think maybe some Delsum or Robitussin is needed. When I see teacup, it's like healing to elixir. I don't know, elixir of life. Elixir of life. It has to do with family. It has to do with cement deal. It has to do with goings on. It is pertinent to everything. You can't believe it. When I see wolf, I have to say it is go because it is fire friendly. And then when I look at it, I say solitude sits alone. Sits alone. The cauldron in this is literally like a whirlwind of a stir up. So I'm hearing JFK and I'm hearing RFK and I'm hearing MLK. And why would it be pertinent for the next week? It really was what they found in the Bay of Pigs. And when I'm seeing it as a psychic, it has this so close to the Bermuda Triangle to Guantanamo Bay. It's just like oddness. And that was what we were seeing in a deep dive when we were looking into Roanoke and this mystery with Appalachia and like how this like timeline jump would happen. That these people are like, you can't even believe it. Why is this all related? It is a pertinent thumb of rule. It's so old and odd of a common law that when you sit there and you cry and you go, I got it out. I got it out. You go into the town hall and you're like, I smelt it again. No, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to have my tea and my incense and I'm going to sit and stay away. And you have to laugh because they're like, literally, you don't know what it is. So that is where superstitious lore comes in. So when I say, you know, the turkey that got hit on the interstate or the chicken that got hit, and they're like, you're clear, go run now. You can't even believe it, how good it was. It's like, no. He went twice today, the animal. Nope, they did this, and this in the house. Your house is in order. It's good. It will not come back. You just don't understand what it is. So to close it out, let's look at the poker cards. And you have to say it. You have to. Nine of clubs. All is solid until you see the release of whatever is coming through on politics. When I see this, I see the ace of spades. Go for it. When you hear it, you see it, you feel it, or anything that has come towards you, because it's going to make sense, even if you have no movement for years. And that's all you need to know. So with that being said, any questions or concerns, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, a share is greatly appreciated, an email, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good night, everyone.